second tutorial in the series of tutorial for understanding most important Excel formulas and functions. And this is going to be the first part of the second tutorial. And in this tutorial, we'll understand like what is names in formula, what is name constant, how to manage the name of a particular range, and then we will move to dynamic names and a very important function, that is offset function. So I will try to make this tutorial very interactive. I will try to give you live examples so that you can remember the things and things will be very easy for you to understand. So let's quickly move up. Let's quickly move to the next slide that contains names in formula. And what all subtopics that we are going to discuss today is named range, named constant, name manager, and dynamic name of formulas and offset function. Okay, so let's quickly move to our Excel workbook, and to do that you can simply type Excel here and you can select it. But for as I have opened an Excel workbook, so I will work on this. So this is a blank Excel workbook. So before starting the discussion for names in Excel functions, what I will do, I will create a table, very small table, that will contain price after tax rate. All right, so we'll make it a table. All right, can put borders, we can put some colors here so it looks good. Okay, so we'll put some random number like 10, 20, 40, 60, 100, 200, 400, 1500. So these are like prices for some random items. So what we are going to do now, we are going to give a name to this list of items, to the list of range from A2 to A9. And to do that, we have to select the list from top to bottom, and then we need to go to formula bar. Okay, so inside the formula bar you can see there is one tab named define name. Here we need to click, and it is already suggesting me the name that I can give to this range. It will be price, as our header is price, but we'll delete it and we'll write again what we are going to write here: price product or components, price of groceries. All right, the scope defines, like this name range is scoped for this entire workbook. Comments we can write something so that whenever a third user will see it, it will be easier for him or her to understand. And this reference will give the range to which this range name or the formula name will be working. So we'll simply press OK, and as you can see here, when we are selecting this range here, automatically it is coming up the name of the range, that is price of groceries. All right, so now we will do another tutorial and we will simply copy this entire range from here, and this is going to be the second way of giving a name range. So all right, we'll simply copy it and we'll paste it here. As you can see, we have pasted an entire data range. Now we'll give a name to this range also. Okay, so what is the second way of giving a name range is we can simply write the name here like groceries underscore new. This is the name range of the second column, that is D2 to D9. What will, when we'll select a particular cell in a D2, it will reflect the cell number here, and when we are selecting the entire range, it will automatically select the name range of this entire column. All right, so let's select it, and as you can see, the name is coming up, price of groceries new. All right, so this is all about name range. It is very helpful stuff in Excel. You can give name to long range, though I have given an example using a short range, but it is very useful in functions and formulas. You need not to mention the range to which you want your function to work. You can simply give a name range, and we'll be giving an example in the later section of this tutorial only. So next, move to the next topic, that is name constant. So what is a name constant? To define, so again we need to move to formula bar. Just remember the navigation. You will be in home bar initially. You need to navigate till formulas, and then you need to go to define range, and here you can write some name constant. I will define a name constant with the name tax rate, and the value will be 0.6, and I will simply press OK. So what is a name constant? For that, I will be using an example. So here we will write one formula, and the formula will be price groceries, that is this name range, into tax, I'm sorry for this, into tax rate. And when we will press enter, okay, it seems I made some mistake in the name constant. And when we'll press enter, as you can see, it has multiplied the price range for A2, price for A2 with the name constant, that is 0.6, and 10 into 0.6 is this value. So what we'll do, we'll simply do one thing. We'll simply select this column and we will extend it till B9, like we have values for till A2 to A9. And as you can see, it has automatically paste the value of the price of groceries into tax rate in all the cells. So this is the importance of tax rate, the named constant that we have declared. It is used to define a particular constant in Excel. All right. Now we'll move to our third topic, a very important topic, how to manage the name range. All right. So we have till now we have defined three different name range, two are name range and one is name range constant. So what we'll do, somehow we feel like we need to extend this A9 till A15. So you'll simply go to, first we'll be in home bar, we'll go to formula bar, and here we'll go to name manager, and here we can see all the name range and name constant that we have declared. Now I want to change the value of tax rate to 5. Suddenly government has increased the tax, and when we'll press OK, we'll close it, and we can see the value of tax rate automatically changes. It has affected the value from B2 to B9. So this is all about name range, name constant, and name manager. Moving to the next topic, that is dynamic name range and offset function. So we'll be discussing that now. But before understanding the offset function, or before understanding the dynamic name range, I will give you a very simple example of a very popular function, that is sum function. What we'll be doing here in a G column, we will be doing like sum of our price of groceries, and let's see what is the sum of all the prices that are mentioned from A2 to A9. So it's 2330. All right. Now I will make an entry here. I will make an entry of 20,000 or 2,000, and as I can see, the value of sum of prices, that means this range has not changed. So if we'll put any other entry after A9, the value or the range has not extended automatically. So for doing that, we need a dynamic name range. What dynamic name range will do, whenever we'll put an entry for a particular defined range, and we are putting a new entry in that range, then in that case, it will again take the new entry inside, and it will extend the range, and it is easier for you to handle the range and the details of the particular column. So for doing that, we need to simply go to formula bar, and from formula bar we need to go to name manager, and in name manager we need to search for our name range, and here in the reference to sheet we need to use offset function. Now what is offset function? I will be explaining it later in this tutorial only, but as of now I will explain you that it takes 5 arguments, and the first argument is the reference from where we need to start our range, and it is A2, and we will give the absolute reference because the value of A2, that is the reference, won't change. Now the second argument, it will take the row, and the third argument, it will take the column count from which our offset will be set. For this example, it is set to A2 only, so there is no any offset for rows and there is no any offset for column. So we can simply put 0. Now third argument, it takes the value or the length of the column through which we want our range to work, or the number of rows till which our range will extend. That means here it will to come to A2 to this range, whatever we'll write here, or it will basically search for the last entry in a particular column and it will give the number of the entries in that column. And to do that, we have to use one function count A, and the argument for count A will be $A colon $A, and our fifth argument will be this cell to which we need to extend, and it will be one only because we are only concentrating on a particular one cell or one column. We'll close this and we'll press OK, and we need to close it. And as you can see, the value of the name or the sum price here automatically changes. Will changes to 10, 20, 15 or 14,000, and we'll see the sum is automatically getting changed. So this is the use of dynamic name range. We will be discussing the next topic, that is offset and count a function, in our next tutorial. Till then, if you have any doubt in name range, constant, name manager or dynamic name range, you can mail us your doubt. You can comment it down. If you want me to give any other example of any other topic related to this tutorial, I would love to. Just feel free to ask me, or you can post me. Thank you for your time and thanks for listening.